Am I proud to be an American?
Our big idea isn't so much new as much as it is forgotten.
We're calling for a redefinition of the American dream.
So, throughout our great history and development of our nation, we've slowly seen a shift of goals and aspirations, focusing more on ideals of wealth and power associated typically with capitalistic beliefs and practices. And while this isn't always a bad thing in all cases, the ability to engage in free trade and lust for profits has slowly morphed our political, social, and economic landscape here in America. Some people took excessive advantage of this concept, kicking the rug, took excessive advantage of this concept, accrued massive wealth along the way, and with that, somewhere throughout time, gained the respect of their peers. Once people began valuing the people that, in some cases, trampled over others in order to gain status and capital, individual ideals changed with that. So now, throughout our early education, back in the day, and even to this day right now, we're always asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that had a variety of answers. It still does to this day, but we've seen a shift towards more occupations being elicited that are associated with higher salaries or come with that bigger office or that prestige. We're choosing to enter the rat race, consciously basing our success on economic prosperity as opposed to the joy we get from the actions that we commit to every single day. And this trend isolated us. We're focusing more on our own individual beliefs and concerns as opposed to that of the community or our group at large. Natalie and I, we are both biology students here at Arcadia with our limited time that we've had studying the topic. So we're going to bring some science into this, but that idea of focusing on yourself over the community, it goes against everything essentially our species has practiced for years, thousands upon thousands of years. We've grown, evolved, and developed in communities and groups where we cooperate with one another. We work in fellowship in order for the mutual benefit of the individual and the community at large. But considering this, we eventually got to the point in our history where we've got a very tangible perception of what the American dream is. I'm sure you guys are all very well aware of it. You have the perfect family, the husband, the wife, the 2 kids, that beautiful house, probably with a little white picket fence in the front yard, maybe a tire spring, maybe a dog, right? Who doesn't want a dog? And this all manifested from a shift in our cultural paradigm. From there, we started to see some trends emerge, basically. So post-World War II, you see people having these crazy urges to make families with one another in order to fulfill this American ideal, having that perfect family. And I'm sure there's many other reasons for this. You had probably people coming back from the war, they were just excited, they cheated death. They were wanting to celebrate, make a family with their significant other. Maybe they were just really, really, really excited to see that significant other over a period of what I'm sure is a lot of time without very much intimate physical contact. Not judging, but either way the trend persisted. You can also see it throughout the housing industry though. People began buying and financing these houses that they couldn't really afford in order to build up this facade that they've achieved success in the American dream, this socially implemented requirement of American achievement. And decades of this occurring, essentially we got to the turn of the century and we see the housing collapse. And this is just one big example of how maybe we're hinting towards the ideal that maybe money, material possession, physical success isn't actually everything.
America itself was a big idea. Our forefathers set forth guidelines that dictated the division of power, equality, and freedom that contrasted concurrent government organizations. They stated in the Declaration of Independence that all Americans have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But what is happiness? Is it having that really big house and that really nice car? Is it having more money than your neighbor and letting them know that you do? It's up to each and every one of us to decide what our happiness is. When immigrants came to America fleeing repression from Central America, South America, Asia, Europe, when they came into Ellis Island, the first thing they saw was Lady Liberty's torch. Send me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Why have we turned our backs on the people we once protected? We were so passionate about accepting people that it was engraved on the entrance to our country. We have so much freedom as Americans. We have the freedom to be educated. We have the freedom to express ourselves. We have the freedom to love. So why don't we focus that freedom into creating a kind, compassionate society? society instead of focusing on economic prosperity.
So, we are employing Americans to live more purpose-driven lives, one where we care a little bit less about the money, the prestige, and the success, getting that beautiful mansion. Americans should want to live a new American dream, one where we strive to be kind to our neighbors, one where we stand for equality and justice.
What if a successful American was not the one with the most money in the bank, but the one who made the most positive impacts on people's lives?
What makes the American dream so American is not that our dreams are any better or worse or more interesting than those of our peers, but rather that our country is constituted of dreams that allow us to pursue all of our extravagant and distinct goals.
We have so much power as Americans. We're in a country of constant advancement, so why is our focus still on money? We can turn all of that focus into being a kind, compassionate society, and we can be aware of global affairs and how to help people. And we can really achieve this.
So, let's be respectful and love our neighbors and fellow Americans.
And we present to you a challenge that the next economic thought that pops into your head, if you're thinking about your friend who has that amazing Michael Kors bag and it's really, really cute and you don't have it, but you worked really, really hard and you saved your money and you really want it, replace that thought with a positive thought about someone that you really admire, about a neighbor, a coworker. Give yourself a positive affirmation, or do a good deed. Let's take the focus off of money. So looking out at this crowd, looking out at all the great things that have been achieved and are waiting to be achieved, and looking out at everyone who cares, I am proud to be an American.
Thank you.